Hey everyone, this is Mistress Shani coming to you again here on Oasis channel here on YouTube, and today I wanted to talk about the of course numerology, but the day of birth number. Normally people associate their day of birth as a specific number. Say somebody's birthday is on the 25th. When you add those two numbers together, you get the number 7. And that basically, that number is a definition of who you are, or an identity of who you are, kind of like your natal chart. It gives you a synopsis of the type of person you will be, or the type of person you are when you handle situations in your life. In this case, we don't work with karmic numbers or master numbers. Your karmic numbers are 13, 14, 16, and 19. And those numbers are something totally different, and we really won't go into those, but basically they're your unfinished responsibility in this life. Then you have the master numbers, which are 11, 22, and 23. When those numbers are not broken down, it's dealing with a spiritual aspect of yourself. And it takes a lot of work to have to deal with spirituality. It's just like with going to the gym and working out. It takes some time in a lot of trials that you have to go through when you're dealing with the master numbers. But if you break those numbers down, it deals with the ego and tangible items that happen here on earth that you can deal with. And again, those numbers are even hard to deal with, but just your day of birth number. We're not dealing with karmic numbers, and we're not dealing with master numbers. It's just basically an identity of who you are as an individual, where you need to deal with, or just say, for instance, it's like your ID card. And your ID sometimes is prevalent during your first Saturn return through the beginning of your second Saturn return, which is the age of 28 through 31, and 56 through 60. And those are the times when it shows itself the most. Your identity shows itself the most. However, other numbers are involved in that process of who you are. But the basic of your day of birth is this is my identity. This is who I am. This is how I handle situations. This is how I handle life. So again, if your birthday is on the 27th, you would add those two numbers together and receive 9. And that would be your birth number, or your day of birth number. Or if your birthday is on the 17th, you would add 1 and 7 together and you would get 8. And that is your day of birth number. And normally, the way that it works is you and another friend could have birthdays that equal out to 8, and something about the two of you click together. It's because your identities are the same in a sense, but other things come into play with that, and that would be when you add the additional numbers and with the letters of your name. How you spell your name is important as well. When you're signing something, sometimes I'll write S.M. Fenderson, and that defines who I am as a person. Sometimes I write Shani Fenderson, and that also defines me and the mood that I'm in for that day. But that's something totally different that we'll get into along the way. But for now, it's your day of birth number. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about your identity and who you are, along, of course, with your natal chart, you'll see that the numbers coincide with your natal chart. They work together, so it's not anything outside of who you are. It just gives you not even a definitive answer. It just gives you a full aspect of who you are as an individual. And if you guys are interested in having your day of birth number done, you could inbox or email Ori's Oasis. Like she said, she will have a link up there eventually to do PayPal. But for the beginning phase, I could do one for you for free. This is just my offer of doing your day of birth number for free to get everything started. It will eventually lead to even more things down the road. But if you just want to know your identity in the beginning for, I guess I'll probably run it for 2 weeks or so, I could do your day of birth and let you know a little bit more about who you are as an individual. And again, like I say, they work with your natal chart. It isn't anything outside of something that you've already heard from Ori. It just goes with it. You're not worried about, again, we're not worried about master numbers. We're not worried about karmic numbers. Right now, we're just worried about your identity. What does your card look like when you've been stamped here in this earth and brought your existence here to give to other people? And again, it shows up normally between the beginning of your first Saturn return, 28 through 31, all the way up to the age of 56 through 60, which is your second Saturn return. So if you guys are interested, hook her up or email me at maylodi@yahoo.com. Again, this is just a little synopsis just to tell you that there are different levels to this. Your first level is your day of birth number. And if you're interested, let me know. Smooches.